Before the sea remembered its fury, the world was quiet. We built our homes too close to its breath, believing calm was forever. He watched the tides every morning, long after there were no ships left to guide. Some said he waited for someone. Others said he listened for something. It began as a whisper beneath the skin of the world, a pulse older than sound. The machines woke before we did, but no one was left to listen to their warning. In the deep, plates shifted, stone against stone, like the turning of a great key, and the locks that held the ocean in place began to fail. The sea took one long breath, and the world forgot to exhale. That was the moment every tide in every ocean answered a single call, the first heartbeat of the tsunami chain. The networks fell one by one. First the coasts, then the satellites, until only static remained. But the readings, they kept rising. He pauses, listening. Beneath the storm, the unmistakable groan of shifting earth. The deep does not rush. It rises like breath, steady, certain, until every mountain is a ripple. Spray and mist burst upward, swallowing the horizon. One fault spoke to another, a chain of stone whispering across continents. He left the instruments behind. There was nothing left to measure. He stood still as the tide rose to meet him, not out of courage, but because there was nowhere left to run. That image would be the last moment the old world was still standing. In the deepest trenches, the planet tore its lungs open. Every quake a heartbeat, every heartbeat a wave. When the chain completed, the oceans became one. There was no Atlantic, no Pacific, only a single moving mass. The storm had no eye, only a mouth that swallowed coastlines whole. When the first wall rose, the world had seconds to understand what was coming. Seconds before the horizon became the sky. In Tokyo, they said it looked like dawn, a new sun rising from the sea. They didn't know it was the end of day. Across the ocean, bridges snapped like thread. The waves didn't crash, they climbed. Every coastline felt the pull, the sea retreating, inhaling one last time. The world's architecture of centuries folded in minutes. Stone and steel dissolved in salt and memory. It didn't matter if you were ready. The sea does not negotiate. For Wolf, the world became sound, a deep rumble that never stopped. Every surface trembled, every breath tasted of iron and rain. He pushes open the door, wind rips it from his grasp. He staggers out into chaos. They called it the chain because the waves never ended. Each one dragged the next behind it, a rhythm too vast to comprehend. In a single day, every border was erased. The maps blurred, the continents forgot their names. And for those who reached the heights, there was nothing left to save. Only water where memory used to be. When the noise finally faded, the world was smaller, quieter, waiting for what would come next. When the roaring stopped, it left behind a sound none of us knew, a silence so wide it felt alive. The sea had redrawn the world, and everything we had built now slept beneath it. There were no roads left, only memories pointing to places that no longer existed. For a while, he lit flares every morning, not to be found, but so the sky would remember someone was still here. In time, life returned, not ours, but something older, simpler. The ocean had taken back its color. The cities became reefs, the streets became currents, and the sea forgot our names. He thought it was over. He didn't know the quakes hadn't stopped, that the world was only learning how to breathe again. Every ending sounds like silence until the next heartbeat begins. This was the day the sea took back the earth, the beginning of everything that came after.